Good afternoon, and we are live. It is midday, and welcome to the Midday Show. Hello, I'm Neil Long, and it's just me today. I don't believe we have a guest today, unless Russ has booked someone that I don't know about, but I don't think so. So literally, it is just me talking to you. So I hope you're okay, and thank you very much indeed for tuning in. We'll do some hellos, and today, as Russ likes to say, he's shallow, I do the deep. I think that's unfair personally. I don't think Russ is remotely shallow, but he does the so-called shallow stuff, his words, and I do the deep dives. And here they come. I'm just watching people come into the room, as it were, because it's like a room, isn't it? It's one big kind of collective gathering that we've got. So hello, if you've just joined us. Who have we got watching? Let's do some hellos, and then we get into the subject of the day, which as I say, it's going to be a bit of a deep dive, or more accurately, we're going to finish a deep dive that we started a while ago. So stand by to get involved in that. We're just waiting for a few more people to join. A few more people to join and join in and come say hi. Oh, numbers are going up. This is lovely. Hello, how are you? Welcome. Good to have you along, y'all. Not a bad day. It's not quite spring, is it? It's winter's definitely going. Spring's on the way, kind of a bit, but we're still feeling the cold, aren't we? It's normally going out late at night. You think, oh yeah, it's going to be a lovely warm night, and it's like, no, it's not. Anyway, so are we well today? Let's get some hellos in the bag. Barry J. Allen, as I live and breathe, a very good morning to you. Well, good afternoon, technically, but I'm not going to be pedantic. How are you? Thank you very much indeed for tuning in. Good afternoon. Anyone else want to do a quick hello? Who else have we got? There's more than Barry watching. RVB, there you are. I thought you'd be there somewhere. Who else have we got tuned in today? Go on, give me one more hello, then we get into the topic of the day. I need 3 hellos to get me going, kind of fire me up. I am here, says Robert Van Buren. Of course you're there, always there. Are you feeling better now? Elizabeth Green, done it properly, hood morning. Now the irony is not lost on me on that, Elizabeth. You've done it properly with a typo. I think you mean you've got your name on the screen properly rather than just saying Facebook user, but you did it properly. Hood morning to you. Maybe that's because you're in America and it's the hood over there. I don't know. Errol Rappaport, hello. RVB, all right, we know you're there. Elizabeth Green, yes, we know you're there. And RVB, yes, thanks, you're better. Okay, that's good. That's good. So today, a while ago on when it used to be Men's Radio, not that it matters, we started a chat about this neurolinguistic programming, and I've talked about this quite a lot, but you can actually use this in your life to get some really good results, and therefore it's worth talking about and certainly worth teaching. And this is going to be one of those episodes where you can look back and watch it again and learn something from it, probably get new things from it every time, because we always make the episodes available on replay so you can watch them anytime you want. And NLP, it's kind of a science of your mind. It's teaching how your mind works. And let's face it, we weren't ever taught that. But the mind actually is complicated in one sense, but also quite mechanical in another. And when you get the basic principles of it, you can work with it rather than it, dare I say, working with you. So the presuppositions of NLP, and I've done the first few of these, so I'm just going to quickly run through the ones that I've done already so we get them all together in one chunk, and then I'll do the rest of them, which I didn't get the chance to do before. So number one, and they don't in any particular order, this behind most behavior is a positive intention. And everyone does a bit of whataboutery here. Yeah, but what about him? What about that? And I can understand that, but they're trying to serve some positive intention for themselves. May not be particularly positive intention for the people around them, but if we understand that it's their best positive intention, at least helps you know who and what you're dealing with, and maybe view it with a bit more compassion. Number two, the map is not the territory, meaning that we all have different ways of seeing the world. We've all got a map of the world, and that's not necessarily the actual territory of the world. We've got a way we think the world works, and we act and believe that way. It's understandable why we do. It's the way we were taught. It's the way people taught us. It's our whole culture. Anything that's influenced us, I don't know, media, religion, you name it, there's many influences. But basically, if you had a tube map of all the underground tube stations, really useful when you're on the underground. But if you go above ground, suddenly you're in Oxford Circus with a tube map, not that helpful anymore, if you know what I mean. So it's about bearing in mind that your map of the world isn't necessarily the way the world is, apart from for you, as it were. That's your territory, not everyone else's. And of course, maps can be expanded. All can be achieved if broken down into small enough chunks. How do you eat an elephant? We all know that joke. There's no failure, only feedback. People already have all the resources they need. A good NLP practitioner will help you get in touch with those. Mind and body are one integrated, holistic system. It's all connected. Choice is better than no choice. And memory and imagination are on the same neurological circuit. In other words, the body, or if you like, we don't know the difference between something deeply imagined and in reality, as it were, real reality. Imagine if you imagine biting into a lemon, like cutting a lemon in half and then really biting into it and feeling the juice. Just do that for a sec. Do you feel yourself pucker at the back of the throat? That's exactly what I mean by that. Here's the ones we haven't done before. If something you're doing is not working, do something else. You know, that old definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. We've all done it there, haven't we? Number 11, you cannot not communicate. Number 12, the meaning of the communication is in the response that it gets. Now, what I mean by that is, people that often respond to what you said, they respond to what they think you said. And if they've got particular filters, they're going to be more biased to hearing something when perhaps you said something else. It does happen an awful lot. So NLP gives you the tools and techniques to make sure that they hear what you wanted them to hear rather than what you meant and what they might have heard. We've done that one already. People do the best they can with the knowledge and resources they have at the time. Is an interesting one. The person with the most flexibility wins. This is known as the law of requisite variety. All right. In other words, the more flexible a system, the better a system it is. The more, think of the Chinese sayings, the Zen sayings, like the bamboo that bends in the wind will survive, but the one that is rigid will break. That's kind of what that means. And here's an interesting one. Healing is not logical. It works with mood and the subconscious mind. So the days of, that old kind of Freudian thing, tell me about your childhood, that's very, very gone. It's very, 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 very old school. Right. Oh, Graham Pack, where were you the other day? I've missed your sarcasm on the timeline. Yes, my battery is all charged up. Thank you very much indeed. Graham Pack, I'm dyslexic. I thought you were talking about Emerson, Lake and Palmer. What are you talking about? Oh, ELP. That's very good. Very good. Very good indeed. And Paul Claridge, good afternoon, everyone. How you doing, Paul? You still feeling good? I hope so. So they are what are called the presuppositions of NLP. They're not rules, and the reason why they're not rules is because of this. If they were rigid rules, that would kind of go in the face of the most flexibility has the most power. Once something becomes rigid and kind of set in stone, it kind of doesn't work anymore, does it? You know what I mean? So the one with the most flexibility wins, the law of requisite variety. So they're not rules, they're presuppositions, which are just a set of pretty strong assumptions, if you like. Before you actually start to practice the NLP, you get these assumptions down as the bedrock of it, as the basis of it, and then you'll do okay. But as I say, they're not rules. Strong guidelines might be a better way of putting it, but not rules, because we need that flexibility and variety. Okay, just watching the comments as they come in. Elizabeth Green, so which model fits? I want to eat a handful of nuts and I'm on a regime. and they are not on there, and I'm hungry, I could put you on screen now, Elizabeth, if you want, and stop you wanting those nuts. I actually could. We could do that. We could do that right now, if you wish. If you want to do it, just type a yes, please. Graham Pack, I missed Monday. I had to do some actual work and stuck in a 7-hour meeting. 7 hours, blimey! What are you doing? Running the world? I hope not. So do you fancy that, Elizabeth? I could probably cure you of that right now, live, if you want to. I'm waiting, and it'd be quite an interesting thing to watch. But I would happily do that because we can sit here and talk about it all the time, but to demonstrate it, that's another thing. Just just finding a shirt. Yes, it's not that kind of show. That's probably a good thing, Elizabeth. That's probably a good thing. That's my late night show, 10 o'clock on StreamYard. Okay, so it looks like we're going to do that. Now that could be very interesting. So you can see how it works. Let's hope I'm good at it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab the old dog and bone, and I'm going to send Elizabeth Green a link. Let's just quickly find the link, because I do all my own production. Don't have a producer. This is all me, just me, and me. Right, there we go. Let's copy that and pop over to Facebook, and we'll pop that in there for Elizabeth. There she is. All right. So I've sent you the link, Elizabeth, in Facebook Instant Messenger. Go for it. Click the link, and we look forward to seeing you in just a momento. So we want to stop you eating nuts. Now, this is going to be done using something called submodality shift. Okay. You could also call it a pattern break. She's in a particular pattern of behavior, which is almost running on automatic, like running in the unconscious. Hungry, want food. Hungry, want food. But mustn't eat this food, but really want that food. So there's a bit of a push-pull thing going on here. So what we're going to do is change the way she's thinking about it. She wants to eat nuts, and we're going to make her not want to eat nuts, because remember, everyone's got a different map and model of the world, and Elizabeth has what they call in NLP a strategy, a way of doing this in her mind and body, where she wants to eat nuts. And we're going to give her a strategy where she doesn't want to eat nuts anymore. And there's the thing with NLP, it's not like put on the white coat and tell me about your childhood. It can be a lot of fun. And maybe we'll have some fun with Elizabeth. We will see. We will see. All right. I'm just going to get something for reference here. Because I haven't done this for a while. And I do know how to do it, but just going to have a bit of a cheeky double check. That's before we do this live on radio. Oh my goodness, so many pop-ups, so many stops. This is what we want. Right. Okay. Yeah, I got it. That's what I thought. Just wanted to double check. So that's what we're going to do. And if anyone else has got any questions, by the way, or if anyone else would like to come on air, if anyone else has got anything they'd like to change, maybe we could do things for more confidence. Maybe you've got a presentation coming up. Maybe there's something you want a bit more confidence for. Maybe there's something you'd like to give up doing. Maybe there's something you'd like to do more of, someone that you admire and someone that you want to be more like. All of these things can be done with NLP, would you believe? It's quite a powerful little modality. Send again, can't find it. Unbelievable. It's in Messenger. And it says that you've read it, Elizabeth. It's in Facebook Messenger. Yeah. Instant Messenger and Facebook. Not WhatsApp, not text. Instant Messenger. Have another look there, Elizabeth, because you can prove this. God, this is live radio. Live radio at its very, very best. Get the comments coming in, by the way. And any questions on anything that we do, just ask. We are going to have a good old deep dive into this today. And I can see she's read it as well. I'll send it again if you like. Let's just. There we go. I've sent it to the same place, Elizabeth. So, any luck, Elizabeth? Can you find it yet? And here she is. You found it. Will this be nominated for a Sony Award? Only if someone is sad enough to nominate it, Graham, and I wouldn't put it past you. Right. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage. You found the shirt then?
It's 8:15 in the morning here. And I didn't get up yet. But yeah, I found a shirt.
Congratulations, because that would have been a bit of a weird show if I had you on without a shirt. That would be just kind of...
That wasn't my plan, yeah, okay.
No, well, nor mine either, and I don't think that was in the business plan when Russ set this up, so that's probably a good thing. New York, how's New York?
Not as cold as it was, a little grey. It's okay. I'm going to the gym in about 8:15. I've got to be at the gym at 11, so I leave at 10 and take the bus, which goes down Fifth Avenue past Central Park. It's called Museum Mile, so down the Guggenheim and the. I love it here. It's great.
It must be an incredibly exciting, vibrant place to live.
It's good. I mean, I'm used to it now, but sometimes I walk around and I go, oh my God, I live in New York, aren't I lucky? So yeah, it's pretty good. No, my issue is I'm not good at rules. In my book I wrote I don't do rules. When I was 8, I got sent outside the door at my new school, sent outside the classroom at my new school, and they sent me to the headmistress, and I said I didn't do anything wrong, and they said, oh, you did, you talked, and I said no, I didn't. And in that moment I said, okay, if people don't believe you, I put no point in keeping rules. And sort of
even rules that you set for yourself.
No, it's interesting because I live on my own, and I do actually. They're not rules for me. I just make a schedule. Like I say to myself, I'm going to listen to this show first, then I'm going to get up and have a shower, and then I'm going to leave for the gym. No, I have a plan for the day.
So you have a plan, but you said you don't like to follow rules.
I don't like to follow rules.
That's fair enough. I'm not challenging that. All I'm saying is I was just poking around a bit to find out if it's rules that you impose on yourself, or is it just other people's rules? You have a plan for your day, and that's fine. I'm not challenging that.
I wouldn't call it. I have a plan for my day. Well, I'm dealing with rules.
Okay, let me phrase it like this then. What does not eating nuts have to do with rules, or does it?
Well, because I'm doing this keto regime, and it's actually going okay, and I like to literally. I like to have 3 Brazil nuts in the morning. They're supposed to provide all the selenium you need for the day. And they're not on my list. And my mentality is, oh, well, I can get away with it because I've been losing weight. I've lost quite a few pounds in the last few weeks. I can get away with it. I guess that's, I can get away with it. I'll do it my way. So I've added a little bit, and I've, twiddled with it, and that's how I roll.
So what do you want from me? Do you want me to kind of help you give yourself permission to have the nuts because they're good for you, or you definitely don't want to eat the nuts? Where do you want to go here?
Oh, God.
Because getting selenium is not a bad idea, possibly. And does a diet have to be followed so rigidly? I don't know. Maybe it does. You tell me.
I don't know. But what's interesting as a byproduct is the fact that we're having a conversation and talking about whatever we're talking about is a distraction from the whole issue. Because the eating is the thing that runs me. It's like, it's my drug, if you like. I don't know how deep you want to get, but I'll keep it light. But it's my when I'm upset, I actually made this fantastic discovery. I eat to sort of punish myself. I haven't quite discovered what I'm punishing myself for, but I eat because I don't approve of me, or I don't think, yes. Oh, behind most behavior is a positive intention. Yeah, but what about?
I'm actually I'm going to edit that slightly because I was using that to teach the generic principles. So I'm going to change that for your personal case.
But it's like, I wonder if people who drink alcohol, they hate themselves so much they do it to hurt themselves. That's my theory.
Generally, all addictive behavior
Is to hurt yourself.
Generally all addictive behavior, generally I say, is to not feel feelings that we don't want to feel. So rather than doing processes to heal the feelings that we're feeling that we don't want to feel, we numb them with any number of addictions: alcohol, drugs, pornography, work, you name it. And that's what's going on.
Yeah, that's generally a good fit. That's a good fit. Okay, I chose something a bit too harsh, but yeah, it's
Now I don't know if you're eating to punish yourself, in which case we could explore that, because I mean, eating should be certainly to nourish yourself and for enjoyment too, surely.
Oh, but I come from my mother was an avid obsessed dieter who had cans of Slim Fast, that slimming drink on the kitchen counter when she was 85. And my father, who dropped dead when he was 48 from a heart attack, was very big and over it, and obviously didn't want to feel his feelings. So I've got every end of the spectrum for you in that.
So what about just a healthy, balanced middle ground for you of well-being?
The food wouldn't be so important, because food's an interesting addiction. Sugar's an interesting addiction, because alcohol you can do without, drugs you can do without, lots of things you can do without.
But we all need to eat.
Correct. And
do you enjoy your food? Do you enjoy your food?
I'm getting better, but I have to say, I think even yesterday I was walking around, I was out somewhere and I was hungry, and I just thought, God, I wish I didn't have to eat. It'd be so much easier. No, I find food for me, because I'm very all or nothing. Either I want to eat like a lunatic, or I don't want to eat. The middle ground is hard.
Because, and this is a credit to Paul McKenna, 70% of people got success by using this very simple system, which was 4-step: that when you're hungry, eat.
Mm-hmm.
Eat what you want, not what you think you should. That's a big one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The most important one is eat mindfully, which means really appreciate the food, appreciate the texture, appreciate what it feels like when you swallow it. Just to really be in the moment. Don't do anything else. Don't read, don't scroll on your phone, don't swipe if that's your thing. Just eat and enjoy it. And number 4 is stop when you're full. And that's the book, I Can Make You Thin, premise of it, by Paul McKenna. So, and if you do those things, 70% of people lost weight. 70%. Now imagine a drug that worked that much.
That's interesting, because I think for many, many, many years I never felt hunger. I just ate, and I ate to squash the feelings, so I didn't have a feeling, or I didn't. And eating what you should and what I mean, I probably was brought up don't eat potatoes and don't eat. I'm sure the craziness was passed on from my mother. And it's curious, because then there's this whole body dysmorphia thing, because I've started being able to get into a few clothes that I couldn't get into for a while, but I've got stuff in the wardrobe that's teeny weeny. And I promise you, I never, ever thought, oh, I'm really slim today, I'm going to wear this. Oh, look, I have a particular bunch of clothes. I think I was given some money.
Yeah, body dysmorphia. I'm not qualified to treat, but I'm aware of that. And for those of benefit of people listening, that's basically looking in the mirror and basically seeing what's not there. So you could be super skinny, but you'd think you were enormous.
Well, the clothes bear test. It's very funny. This particular outing, I remember going to Harrods, and everything I bought at that particular shopping trip is small. And I don't think I ever thought, oh, look, I've reached my goal. I'm slim. It's just, we're nuts. I don't know how nuts men are, but we're nuts around weight. Like, oh my God, I've put on 2 pounds. Nobody else notices except ourselves. We're crazy.
But what if you were to see food as nourishment and fun,
Yeah,
rather
that
than
would
something
be.
that you have to manage, something that you have to keep a close eye on? Put bluntly, what if you could just get off your own bloody back about this?
Well, it'd be very interesting because it's that whole thing of, if I go out to dinner, what do I do? Do I eat? Do I don't eat? Do I want to go
I'll
out
tell
to
you what
dinner?
you do. You eat mindfully what you want to and stop when you're full.
Yeah, mindfully is interesting. Mindfully is, yeah. No, I do have the ability to do these things. I just probably.
Hello? You cut out for a second there. Sorry. You do have the ability to do these things. You just probably... No sound, Elizabeth. Can't hear you. I'm going to take you off for us. Elizabeth, if you can hear me, just nod. Can you hear me? If you can, just nod. There might be a delay. No? I'm going to take you out for a minute. Click the link and go back in, Elizabeth. Hold on, I'll pop it on the screen. There we go. We'll put that on the screen so she can see it. We'll take her out just for a second. Now, that's interesting. Now, notice she was talking an awful lot about the why. Why? I'm like this because. I'm like this because. From an NLP point of view, she's just like that. The why is much less important than the how of how we can get her to where she wants to be. Okay? Because there are some people that don't have that problem. So how do they do it? They must be doing something different in their mind and body than she is. I'd really like to get it back on because that was really interesting. So, Elizabeth, do come back. And I've had to just kick her out of the studio. That sounds rude, doesn't it? But I've only kicked her out so she can come back in. So if you're listening, Elizabeth, please do come back. Click that link again. I'll just send you a text about it. Click and come back. I don't know why we lost the sound there, but so what we do when we get her back, we'll see if we can move her to a place where perhaps she's considering enjoying food. Rather than being a kind of, if you'll pardon the pun, pardon the choice of words, food Nazi on yourself. I suppose maybe particularly in America as well, maybe even more so than the UK, and it's New York, albeit not LA, but all the same, it's all quite image conscious, isn't it? But is the world going to end because you put on 2 pounds? Probably not. Almost definitely not. Right, she's read the message. Hopefully she'll be back soon. So we know where she is. We've calibrated where she is. Okay. And now we're going to move her to hopefully where she wants to be. And I'm still in a bit of a quandary whether to stop her eating these nuts or let her know that it's perfectly okay for her to have these nuts if you need selenium. Mind you could probably buy selenium supplements. There's probably a ton of supplements shops in New York. They're probably quite abundant, aren't they? Elizabeth, we await you. This is a very interesting discussion. Any other comments, by the way? Do let me know anything else you'd like to discuss. But what we're going to do, we're going to be working with, I think I was going on to say, something called sub-modalities. And sub-modalities is the way we break down our experience bit by bit in our mind. Okay, everything that we do, every behavior has got a structure. That structure is made up of thoughts and sounds and images and memories, but basically thoughts, sounds and feelings. And those that individual mixture, ingredients, if you like, of thoughts, sounds and feelings in our minds is what we call submodalities. And if one set of submodalities, thoughts, sounds and feelings, makes one result, we can play around with them a bit and make another result just by kind of, if you like, rearranging the pieces or maybe adding a few new pieces, because that's how the behavior was created in the first place. We're just helping her create a new behavior. It really is as simple as that. and I really hope we get her back. Come on, Elizabeth, let's get you back. I really want to be able to do this with you. We got half an hour, which is more than enough time to do it, by the way. And notice that it's fast. You know, we're gonna make a change for someone in half an hour. That's not a very long time. It's not a very long time at all. Here we go. Superb. Hello, hello. I think you're muted. You're muted.
Okay, you got me now?
Oh, we got you now. You are no longer muted.
Oh, God. Sorry.
Welcome back.
Welcome
back. We were talking about you, but saying nice things. No, I was just explaining what we've done. Notice if you watch this back, by the way, you were talking an awful lot about the why of how you are. Okay. And what I was saying while you were off, and this is no disrespect to you, everyone does it, but the why in NLP is less important than the how. You're doing this behavior in a particular way, and we want to give you the way of someone who's doing the behavior that you want rather than the behavior that you've got at the moment. Does that make sense?
Is that something about, because I always talk about this a lot, it's a conversation I have with people I know. Well, it's about the being, not the doing. Yeah.
One of my favorite sayings is "Don't be a doer, let's do a beer." And what that refers to is we're very action orientated people.
Yeah, we're doing machines, and
we do doing machines.
Yeah.
And if doing more was the key to success, then the people that did the most would be the most successful. But that's clearly not. We could all see there's a flaw in that somewhere. And that's where ideas like work smarter, not harder have come from, and that kind of thing. And again, strategies and ways of working smart, not hard, you know, so we don't burn ourselves out. You know, ultimately, we should be doing what we enjoy doing.
But don't you find, I find the older I get, I have some ways that I'm set in, and oh my God, I catch myself. I'm very, I'm going to use idiosyncratic. I have ways I like to do things, and I have beliefs, and I have strategies, and I catch myself sometimes. I'm so set in some of those. It's quite curious, and you have to have quite a lot of self-belief to move yourself on out of those things. And I mean, I'm a very late bloomer. I mean, I hope it's okay with you. You know, as you know, I wrote a book which I self-published when I was 72. And I've actually written a second book, which somebody's actually editing, who I paid to do that. And I have to say to them, I'm a writer now. You know, it took me a long time. When if I meet people, you know, everybody talks to everybody here, and they go, oh, what do you do? I'm a writer. And it took a long time to own that. It's that whole.
You own it now?
I do.
Good.
Yes. And I had to, very interesting, because the first book is not linear. It jumps about. And some people love it and some people don't. The second book didn't work like that. And I had to go back in and rewrite it. And I think I write in quite an ADHD way. My son's convinced I have ADHD, but I ain't getting a test. So, and it was hard work to sit and do it linear, like this happened, then this happened, then this happened. And the guy who was editing it, who's an old friend of mine also, is now quite enjoying it. But I suppose I'm quite hard at disciplining myself. Oh, I tell you what it is, my kids say, I don't have any boundaries. And it's kind of got me this far, but it hasn't always worked.
No, you're making. Hang on a minute. Stop. We're covering a lot of ground here. We started talking about nuts and selenium. We've gone on to boundaries and non-linear writing. And I'm very happy to go into all this with you, but we've only got a limited time.
All right. No, I know. I'm watchful. I can see the time at the top. But boundaries is interesting, though. What do you have to say about boundaries?
I'd say we can't thrive without them. But but the way you phrased it, you made it sound like it was a good thing. I've got no boundaries. Isn't that a good thing? It's got me as far as this. So what exactly did you mean by that?
It's like a thing wanting to do it my way.
What do you mean you have no filter?
Yeah, probably. You know me quite. All right, you win. You know me quite well. Yeah,
Just saying.
I probably don't have much of a filter.
Well, you're in America. They're all brash in America, aren't they?
No, we're just we're more outgoing, and the stop can't go there.
And there's nothing wrong with that. And there's nothing wrong with being a late bloomer. I'm a late bloomer too. There's nothing wrong with any of that. In fact, it's about time we all stopped thinking there was something wrong with us at core. There's nothing wrong with any of this. We're just where we're at. If you can make it all neutral, this is just the way it is at the moment. Yeah, it's changeable. I won't mind changing it, but it's just what it is at the moment, rather than going, that's wrong and that's wrong, and I need to do this, and I need to do that, and I need to do that. I mean, what if, just for a moment, Elizabeth, you'll play a thought experiment with me. What if right now, just while we're on the midday show, just until, what time is it where you are? Is it 8:35?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
so
because they haven't changed the clocks yet, so we're only 4 hours different to you.
That's fine. So it's 8:35 right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So would you be willing until 9 o'clock your time, 1 o'clock UK time, just to not try and fix anything? Just allow yourself to be.
Oh my God, everybody who's listening, he's very good at this. I'm a Mrs. Fix It. I'm Lady Fix It. Yes.
But would you be willing just for the next 24 minutes, just to have this conversation with me and not try and fix anything?
Yeah, go on. Let's do that. Yeah.
Would you be willing to do that for me?
Yes, let's.
For science.
Go on. Go.
All right. So these nuts then, do you want to not eat them?
Yeah, no, at the moment I'm not supposed to be eating nuts. I want to not eat them. Yes.
Okay. First of all, you were telling me a while ago that you said I'm a writer, and you said it took you a while to own that. And that can be quite normal for all of us when we're creating sort of new parts of identity. We start to slip between the old ones and the new ones. And sometimes, actually, if we're going from one bit of identity to another, the old one comes back up almost to be kind of, we bump up against it. It's kind of a block to the new one. So we have to kind of process it a little bit. Okay. But you said to me, and you've obviously done all that work, which is brilliant. And you said to me, I'm a writer and I own it now. All right.
Yeah.
How do you know you own it? What does it look and feel like for you when you say I am? That is a definitive statement. I am this. I am a writer. So what does that look and feel like for you? That ownership of that.
I'm really trying to manage my ADHD mind this morning, but I found something really interesting out. I've been following this woman called Gabby Bernstein, who does manifesting.
I know Gabby Bernstein. Yeah.
And I'm actually going to a thing she's doing next week. She's doing a live appearance, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Well, in that case, you'll know that I am is an affirmation. Yeah. Gabby Bernstein's all mindful.
She said something really interesting, though. She says, when you give up control and you give it to the universe, I can't remember exactly what she says, and it's so good. And if I try and find it, I'll lose you.
Well,
but what I discovered is that we are very concerned about what other people think and how we appear to them and and I was very all consumed with that. And when I gave up control, or when I said it's nobody's business, and what other people do is none of my business, it's like,
have you heard of the 20-40-60 rule?
No, go on.
At 20, you worry what. At 20, you worry what everyone thinks of you. This is a generalization. At 40, you don't care what anyone thinks of you. At 60, you realize they weren't thinking about you in the first place because they were so busy thinking about themselves. So it's an awful lot of wasted energy worrying what other people think. And as long as you're following your joy and your highest excitement and your joy, it doesn't matter a fuck. Excuse my language. It really doesn't. Otherwise, we're just owned by other people's opinions, and you become a people pleaser, and that's not healthy.
And I want to control everything. Sorry, everybody. And I'm a big control person. I want to control the outcome of everything. I want to know what's going to happen.
How's that been working for you?
Crap. I have this.
Sorry?
One thing I do. I have this one thing I do.
Hold that thought. Sorry, it's raining in the room that I'm in, and it's really noisy. So I'm actually going to move the show. This is True Mobile Radio. I'm moving the show to another room.
It's raining in the room you're in? Wow.
Not raining in the room I'm in, raining on the glass roof of the room I'm in, you big sausage.
Now.
Right, we're in the studio now. Right, okay. So you're trying to control everything. How's that been working out for you?
Doesn't work. And I do that particularly with people. Like, I reject people before they have a chance to reject me. So it means I'm in control. It doesn't work. But it's such an old habit. It's like eating when you're upset. It's on that level. And so
yeah, it's called a preemptive strike. But
yes.
you're making progress because you're recognizing it. You're going, wait a minute, I do that.
Well, I think that's, I want to know what you think. I don't know how to say it. A lot of these habits are habits, and they're very, very ingrained. And the only hope for these habits, if you like, is that you quicker and quicker and quicker and quicker you notice what you do.
Yeah, that's right. And we could give you a strategy probably of not doing that preemptive strike, perhaps given a chance to get to know people as well while keeping your own boundaries, because we don't want to, after we get to know some people, we might think actually we were right and we don't want to know them. So we've got to keep our boundaries in place. We don't want to go into people
pleasing. There is a rationale. Oh God, this is really good stuff, because I have to tell you something.
I know, but we're supposed to be talking about nuts. You with your ADHD. Can I just ask you something? By the way, remember, you don't have to fix anything for the next 19 minutes at all. If you want to go back to fixing and doing it your way, you're welcome to at 9 o'clock your time. But just until then, let's not fix anything. Just be.
There's nothing
it's only
to fix.
There's nothing to fix.
It's all perfect the way it is and the way it is not. It's perfect.
Okay, yeah, Gabby Bernstein will probably tell you that as well, but things can and do change. And the easiest way for things to change is, paradoxically, just to let them be.
Yes, whatever you resist persists.
Right.
I've been through all that, I know.
Yeah, let it be. Somebody should write a song.
Oh, I think somebody wrote that song, yeah. Okay.
I think they did, and I wonder why. So can you tell me something that you would not put in your mouth, no matter whatever, that would be the most disgusting, vile, horrible thing that you would never, ever put in your mouth?
The first thing that came to mind was a lump of coal, because I know sometimes when people are pregnant, they've been known to eat lumps of coal or whatever. I don't know.
Would you like a lump of coal now?
No, thank you.
If I were to bring a nice lump of coal out to New York, if I could kind of teleport myself into your side of the screen, so suddenly, Shazam, there I am, and I brought you a lump of coal, would you like to eat it?
No, thank you. No.
Why not?
Because my mind says it won't taste nice, I guess.
Wonder what coal would taste like.
I've probably eaten horrible things in my life that don't taste nice. I
want you to put your hand out in front of you now, if you like.
Yeah.
Okay. And imagine on that hand is a lump of coal. One of those really crumbly ones as well. Almost like that charcoal that artists use sometimes. So it's kind of very messy and it's crumbly and very coaly, if you like. What else would it be?
I guess you could eat it. It makes me think of, what's that show they have? I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, and they do bush tucker trials. I mean, everything in your DNA says.
Okay, all right. Well, okay. So if you're pondering eating it, let's up the ante a bit. Name something that would make you vomit immediately if you put it in your mouth.
Oh God, I don't know. I've got quite a high tolerance for.
How about dog poo?
All right, dog poo. Yes, you're up there now.
Will that do it?
Yep, that's good.
Okay, so get the coal on your hand, and imagine a nice piece of dog poo there. Sorry, this is not the most tasteful radio at lunchtime, but this is in the name of science. So in this hand, you've got some dog poo and some coal. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
And then get some Brazil nuts, 3 of them, and put those in that hand as well.
Yep.
All right, and squeeze the hand and mush it all up together. So we got
now,
dog poo.
Now, this is really good. So now.
Oh yeah, don't overthink it. Just follow me.
Okay.
Mush it all up together. Mash it all up and open your hand and look at that lovely mess. Would you like to eat that now?
No, it gives you. I've got an actual body. It gives you a body sensation. Yeah, it's
Okay. So, Brazil nuts. Do you fancy any Brazil nuts now?
no, I don't. So
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Because I've got loads of Brazil nuts. I've got a whole pack of Brazil nuts out there. I can go and get them if you like. Hold on a minute. I can see them from here.
Oh, stop it.
This is a massive packet of Brazil nuts. Special flavour, poo and charcoal. Would you like some?
No, thanks.
It was a brand new flavour. It's like one of these kind of niche, like those kind of specialty beers. They're like specialty crisps. I thought I'd try them. You know, it's poo and charcoal flavour. Really good.
We could get Gary, you know who, to advertise them. Yeah, okay, perfect. Yeah, I got it.
Well done.
Yeah, no, I got it. So every time I think of very good. So I visualize, and then I don't want to eat it. Very good.
Pleasure.
Very,
we can
very
change that, by the way, if you ever decide you do want to eat nuts again.
Not for now. I'm good. You know, I've stick some walnuts.
So that's how to do it. Now,
yeah.
Now, I'm just going to explain what I did there for the benefit of those people watching, because when you had your little faults with the sound, I was explaining the process, so you missed that bit. What we did was work with something called submodalities. We worked with Elizabeth submodalities. And submodalities, Elizabeth, are the thoughts and sounds and feelings that you construct your experience with your mind. Okay, with your mind and body. We all do it. It's a natural human thing to do. And you had thoughts, constructions of Brazil nuts, want to eat them, but mustn't, push, pull, push, pull. So you had a kind of a push, pull thing going on with this kind of, you know, I want to eat it, but the pull, I mustn't, but push, but Brazil nuts are delicious. So we changed your submodalities of delicious. You saw them as something nice and delicious, and you're hungry, you want to eat them. And then we changed it to something that you really wouldn't want to eat. So we changed the submodalities. In other words, we changed the internal structure of your experience. And that's exactly what you just witnessed, everybody.
Yeah, I have a real body sensation. Like, I can feel it in my body. It's like, interesting. Very, very interesting.
Well, your body's responding. Your body's going, no, I don't think I really do want to eat charcoal and dog
Yeah,
food.
it's an actual body sensation. Yeah. Because the thing is, I gave an undertaking to somebody. In doing this, I'm actually got a sheet with all the things I should and shouldn't eat, and I said to somebody, "Yeah, I'm going to do that." And I go every week and see them, and they weigh me, and you know all the craziness. But I said I wouldn't do it. So it's like, because it's that whole thing of breaking your word with yourself. Where does that figure?
It depends on what your internal structure is like, on whether you keep your word to yourself or not, and how much guilt you have around it. And guilt is not a good thing at all, but it can be a motivator. It's not the best one, I know, far from it.
No, I try and if I've said I'm going to do something, to my all intents, I try and keep my word with myself or with other people, and you know, then I forgive
and that's
myself.
a great place to be, and that's quite a powerful thing, because you know, if you say something, you'll do it, and it engenders trust in other people to you as well, that you know Elizabeth is someone that keeps her word, and that's a good thing. But don't try and be perfect with it. If you do fall off the wagon, or if there's a really good reason for it, stuff happens, and you know, if people can't be understanding, that's somehow probably their problem.
Well, that's a whole other track, because then my tolerance of people who don't keep their word. It was interesting. The guy who just phoned me where I
how much do you tolerate people that don't keep their word?
I'm not brilliant at it, but interesting.
Okay, now that would tell me that you're not brilliant at it with yourself. That would tell me that you beat yourself up first and foremost.
Well, I was just thinking of what happened. The guy who phoned me where I lost you all was a business colleague, and at the beginning he'd say, they have this thing here. They go, "Oh, later," you know, which means never. You know, I'm going to phone you. And I actually said to him, if you say you're going to do something, could you actually do it? Or, you know, don't say you're going to do it if you're not going. And I, with that one particular person, and he actually got better at keeping his word.
That's interesting, Graham. Well, I'm sure they're going to taste completely unique to you. He's sorry, he's taking the piss. He always does.
Yeah, no,
Um,
I saw that.
yeah, that's cool. Yeah, sometimes, but sometimes you can ask people to do things until the cows come home, and
And
they
they don't
won't.
want to. No,
The whole point of I could never make the promise of NLP that I could change somebody else. What I can do is change your response to it to make it more resourceful and to go more in the direction
oh,
of what
so
you're wanting.
the thing I say to myself is that they're being the best version of themselves that they know how to be. So, you know, my standards aren't your standards necessarily. My standards aren't somebody else's standards. So I'm doing me and they're doing them.
Exactly. The map isn't the territory, and also it's worth remembering that everyone has different maps of the world, and it's also worth remembering that because they're trying to achieve something positive. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you don't like it, there's no need to strike out or be mean or horrible. You just walk away, or you don't put up with it, or it's not for me.
Exactly. You can say yes, you can say no. It really is between you and you, because our whole creative
Yeah.
power, the power to construct and create our lives, is within us. It's nothing to do with anyone else. So we've got that power within us that we can do it. You have it for you. I have it for me. When two people in agreement come together collaboratively, like we are now, that's what's called harmony. But notice we're in harmony, but we're not the same person. We've still got completely different maps of the world. I'm respecting yours, you're respecting mine. That's harmony. I'm not trying to change you apart from the bit that you asked me to. I'm not trying to make you bend to my will or do something that I want you to do, or vice
No, you
versa.
gave me the tools to recognize it for myself.
Exactly. And that's the key. That's the key. And it worked. And look how quickly it worked as well, by the way. In fact, we did it in minutes, seconds.
Well, I've done a lot of this kind of stuff. You know,
You've
and
used the dog poo and charcoal technique before. You never told me that.
no, I haven't, but but you know, I have a lot of it was full moon, I think yesterday or the day before, and
Yeah.
I interestingly, I had to do some boundaries with someone because I was too much and I was in their face, and they actually stopped me in a quite a brutal way, which actually turned out to be very good. And on Monday I was talking to them and I said to them, and I used to say this all the time, and I now made a rule with myself that I wouldn't. And I heard myself go, "Oh, is it right if I tell you I love you?" And I knew, and this person said, "Oh, you know, I don't like that." And I went, "Oh yeah, okay. I appreciate you." And afterwards, I was like, "God, where did that come from?" So I said to myself, "Well, in the end, I reasoned it out. I said, well, it was full moon. Maybe just things got away from me." But managing myself is needs some work. It needs some.
Well, the first person to love is yourself.
Yeah, I'm getting there. I'm getting much
Yeah,
better.
and whether people are able to hear that, depends on their level of receptivity, their wounds and association with the word love, and it's really again nothing to do with you.
Say that
If they
again.
can't,
Say that.
if they can't receive you telling them that you love them, that's to do with them,
Yes, yes, yes.
right?
Yeah.
That depends on their wounds and their beliefs around the word love, and maybe the context wasn't appropriate for it. I don't know, but the first person to love is yourself, and when you truly do that, it doesn't really matter that much what other people think of you. You'll just find other naturally kind of good feeling people and vibe along quite well together.
Oh, I'm listening, and I'm having such trouble taking this in. I like my mind is going yes, but yes, but yes. Oh my God, this is because my attention should be this way, not that way. But I was brought up in
Because if you're saying I love you to someone and you're waiting for a response to make you feel a particular way, you're putting the power on their
No,
shoulders.
I
And
wasn't.
if for whatever reason they're unable to receive that and return it, you're going to think there's something wrong with you when there isn't.
No, I wasn't, because we used to have a relationship, although it was a business relationship where I said that. And then some stuff went down and I had to stay in my lane. No, I've had to moderate myself with this person, and it's been interesting, and it fell out. No, it didn't. That was just how I felt. And I was surprised it came out of my mouth. I really, really was.
Do you fancy any nuts, by the way?
Sorry?
Do you fancy any nuts?
No, stop it. You know what's so interesting?
Feedback, yeah.
You know what's so interesting, and I want to actually now thank you and compliment you. This conversation is as if you and I were in a room, just you and I. It's like, who's listening? Well, it doesn't matter. It's like, this was so personal. This was so, thank you. So interesting. So, I love these conversations. I mean, I like that you.
And we can do more of it on a Wednesday. You can come back on if there's other things you want to do, or if anyone else listening wants to come on and do more of this or less of that, or perhaps get over a phobia. We can do things like that. There's all sorts of stuff we can do as long as you don't mind doing it live. And the thing is, what's happened is when we do stuff like this, you've actually. We talked about the map not being the territory and everyone's got bigger maps. And the goal of the NLP practitioner is to widen your map. You didn't think that possibility existed where you might not want to eat nuts. And then within seconds, it did. And it existed for you because of our work together. But it now also exists for other people. So if other people are eating too much of a food, that possibility now exists for other people. So you've actually increased, without even knowing it, the level of, shall we say, valuable information available to everyone, available to the world. That's a great thing.
Yeah,
Good
thank
for
you for that, because my mind is very powerful and wants to go, no, it was nothing, and no, I didn't really do anything, and but no, I feel it's like it's really a nice way to start the day. This is very, very nice. And
well, let me just give you something to really boost the rest of your day. You told me that you're really owning this about yourself. I am a writer. Okay, let's put an adjective in there. I'm a great writer. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because a writer could be someone that writes, I don't know, Neil is a wanker, a graffiti. That's a writer, but you're a good writer.
I'm a funny writer. This woman I met at the gym, she overheard me on the phone and she talking about writing, and she said, oh, I'm going to write a book. And she went and bought my book. And I asked her a couple of weeks later, how's it going? She says, oh, it's really funny. And that was like, oh, the best thing. She said, you're really funny. And I was like, oh my God.
Stop, freeze. Keep your hand there. Keep your hand there. And that feeling you got, I'm really funny.
Mm-hmm.
Focus in on that feeling.
Mm-hmm.
That one right there, you got it?
Yeah.
Does it have a color or a shape? That funny feeling, if you like?
Oh God. Pink.
Pink. And how big is it, this funny blob of pink?
Oh, heart-shaped.
Okay, so it's a heart shape. How big is this heart? Said heart.
About a bit bigger than my heart. I mean, I don't know, like a big heart.
Okay, so what if you were to double the size of it?
Mm-hmm.
And then double the size of it again, so you're now inside this massive pink heart, and all around you is this wonderful pink kind of energy of funny, yeah. Yep. And as you absorb and feel this energy radiating down to every other cell in your body, radiating up and nourishing your brain, radiating down and nourishing your big toe, and you are funny to the bone, literally. You are just funny. You are made of funny. You exude funny. You radiate funny. Funny is you. You are funny. And you're good at putting it to paper as well. And now suddenly your whole body is filled with this pink funny. How does it feel now?
Great. I'll take smart and funny as well. Thank you.
Okay. Well, what color is smart?
Oh, smart's a bit darker. Smart's kind of going to give a little black edge to the pink.
Okay, then what we do, we'll introduce just a delicious bit of black, but not in a negative way. It's just to give the contrast. It's kind of funny with an edge. Well, that's kind of New York all over, isn't it? It's funny, but it's got an edge. Yeah. So you got the pink with a little edge of black, and it's big, and you're right in the middle of it. How does that feel?
It feels good. I actually did a couple of stand-ups one time, that was awesome. And I need to do that again. And I know that's your thing. I mean,
you do. Yes, I did a stand-up last night. It was a really weird gig actually last night. Yeah, it was good fun.
Making people laugh is immensely satisfying. Oh my God, it's lovely.
Oh, it is. But how satisfying is that feeling?
It's good. It's good.
Yeah,
and oh my God.
No, hold on, I just want to point this out. But does that feeling feel satisfying to you now?
Yes. Yes.
Right. So you don't need necessarily to be on the stage in front of people or even writing anything to have that feeling. That's what I'm saying to you.
That's scary as hell. That's like adrenaline rush scary the first time. I don't know if you remember the first time you ever did a stand-up.
Yes, I do. I was shaking, but damn exciting though, isn't it?
It's very exciting, and but it's so scary. Oh my God, that's like the ultimate roller coaster ride.
We're out of time. It's been a fantastic conversation. Can I just say, Elizabeth, thank you so much for coming on, and thank you for being open and vulnerable enough to share with us as well on the Midday show. You've increased the amount of good information in the world, which I'm no doubt you will continue to do with your funny, smart writing. And it's helped to make a very entertaining show, and it's helped you in the process as well. So I would say every box has been ticked today, right?
Win, win, win.
A win-win-win. That's my favourite kind of business. A win-win-win all round. Have an absolutely brilliant rest of your day. We can do this again on one of the solo Wednesday shows. What's the name of your book, by the way? We'll just stick it on screen quickly.
Not in the script.
There you go. Available from all good bookstores and on Amazon, I would presume as well.
On Amazon.
Much love, Elizabeth. Thank you for being on.
Thank you. This was great.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Bye.
Really, really good. There you go, folks. I really was pleased that we got to do a demo of it today, because I could sit here and tell you about it. But these, the principles, it all seems a bit kind of hard to reach and a bit kind of, I don't know, ethereal almost. But when you actually see it working and working that fast, that, folks, is where the juice is. Russ is back on Friday with Phil Dave and Chantal, Screen Queen. I'll be back on Monday, and I'm back next Wednesday as well. I think I've got a really cool guest next Wednesday, but I'll stick that on social media. I think, is it next Wednesday? Isn't it 7th next Wednesday? I'll have to double check it, stick it on social media. But if it's who I think it is, it's an amazing guest, and that's talking about more incredible powers of our mind. Right, we'll just very quickly do the comments. Julie says, "Hey Elizabeth, shout out." Paul says, "If the person can't accept you saying you love them, that's their issue. Don't get hung up on waiting for them to respond in kind. Just say it. And hey, Elizabeth, I love you." There you go. There you go. As do I, Elizabeth. But love yourself, because we can love everyone as much as we want. But if they don't love themselves, they can't receive. They kind of have to be open to it. Will Elizabeth watch the boys from Brazil in a different light? You are a sick man, Graham Pack. And on that note, I'm going to walk out of this studio in disgust, going, that bloody Graham Pack, if it wasn't for him. You take care. Enjoy the rest of your day, everyone, apart from Graham. And we will see you soon. Bye.